Hey there, friends. Welcome back to our amazing channel where we consistently delve into the wonderful world of the Bible. Today, we're going to explore a truly captivating passage from the book of Psalms, specifically taking a closer look at chapter 59, verses 1 to 17. Psalm 59 is a beautiful, soul-stirring, and powerful chapter that speaks to the core of humanity's nature. It's a prayer of David, who is experiencing a challenging time of distress and turmoil. In this chapter, he passionately cries out to God for help, seeking refuge in his presence. Verses 1 to 2, David implores God to deliver him from his enemies, describing them as workers of iniquity and bloody men. Verses 3 to 4, David asserts his innocence, emphasizing that he is being targeted not for my transgression nor for my sin, but rather without my fault. Verse 5, David urges God, the Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, to rise up and punish the wicked and demonstrate his faith in God's justice. Verses 6 to 10, a portrayal of David's enemies as malicious and relentless, with a contrast of David's trust in God. Verses 6 to 7, David depicts his enemies as vicious and relentless, comparing them to dogs and highlighting their malevolent language and disdain for God's judgment. Verses 8 to 10, a reflection of the consequences of the wickedness and David's trust in God's protection. Verses 8 to 10, David contrasts the villainous actions of his enemies with his own unshakable trust in God's strength and mercy, expressing that God will raise them and be his defense. Verses 11 to 15, a plea for God's judgment and the consequences for the wicked. Verses 11 to 13, David prays for God to dismantle and humble his enemies so that their fall serves as a warning and a testament to God's act. Verses 14 to 15, David reiterates the image of his enemies as rapacious dogs, but this time they are depicted as wandering and restless, reflecting the consequences of their wickedness. Verses 16 to 17, David's rejoinder and assurance in God's protection. Verses 16 to 17, David concludes with an expression of praise for God, acknowledging his strength, mercy, and role as his defender and refuge. Psalm 59 presents a powerful example of how to cope with injustice and persecution. It conveys the reality of evil. David acknowledges the presence of wicked enemies seeking his harm. The potency of prayer. He turns to God with fierce pleas for deliverance and justice. The importance of trust. David expresses unwavering confidence in God's protection and dominance. The hope for divine justice. He anticipates God's fair judgment on the wicked. The centrality of praise. He ends with a jubilant declaration of praise for God's strength and love. Thank you for tuning in today as we delve into this inspiring psalm. If you appreciated this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting and enlightening content. Until next time, keep faith and stand strong.